Hey, this is Syed again. This is the part 4 of the Selenium framework in 2020. In this session, we're gonna add our framework to GitHub. We need a Git install in our local. I'm not gonna show you guys too much about Git and GitHub. I might create another session for those two. How you can install GitHub and create an account in install Git, and how can you create an account in GitHub and create project, upload project from local directory and stuff like that. And the next session we're gonna use the Bonnie Garcia dependencies. We're gonna bring this from the web, and then in our dependency in a form.xml file, then use the method in the package to create automated binaries, automated download of the binaries for the different browsers. Next, we're gonna see some parallel execution setup, and if we have time we will go through testng log4j setup in our framework. So let's get started. Okay, let's open a browser. So here this is the Bonnie Garcia GitHub page. So the first thing I want to do, I want to just get the dependency, copy that, put it in our project. So in the dependency section, we're gonna add the dependency for Bonnie Garcia. I'm gonna create a version for the Bonnie Garcia in the properties. And instead of hard coding the version, we're just gonna use the property we just created. Next thing, we're gonna build the project. Okay, so maybe there was some spelling mistake. Sorry about that. So everything looks fine so far. Let's add our project to the GitHub. So the first thing we want to do, we want to go to the project directory, show in Explorer. So here we're gonna open a new Git bash here. Make it bigger. So the first thing you have to do, you want to see if you have Git installed in your system. So the way you can do it is using the version command. So as you can see, I have 2.27.0. So if you don't, make sure you download and install Git in your local system before you do the next steps. Okay, the next step is we have to initialize our project with Git. So the way you can do it using the init command. So this will create a new .git folder, and it is currently empty Git repository. So what we can do, we have to create a new file called git ignore. We wanna ignore some of those files we have within this directory. So go to our IDE. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a new file, a new, and name it .git ignore. We're gonna cancel that for now. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put some of the folder name here in the git ignore, so this will ignore those folder when we add this to the GitHub repository. So the first folder we want to add is .ide folder. Next folder we want to add like drivers, everything in the drivers, and also in the IDs. So the next folder we want to add is target. We don't need the target folder. And that IML file, so we can say like an star.any IML file. So the next thing we can do, go to our git bash. We can say git add, so it will add all the other folder except the one we just defined in the git ignore. So if we say git status, so you see git ignore pom.xml file, java file, the test.xml file and property file, and other folders, id, drivers, target, and the IML file, they are all ignored, so they're not gonna get added to the stage. So we can add those files to the commit. So that we can do is use the commit command. So git commit -m. So m means like we're gonna put a message next to the commit, and within the double quote we can say this is first commit, enter. So all these changes have been committed. If we do git log, then we'll see the commit ID, the ones we just did, and the comments for the commits. So the next thing we have to do, we have to go to the GitHub. If you don't have an account in GitHub, just create an account following the instruction. So you'll be in this page once you log into the account, and you can say you want to create a new repo. We're gonna call it Selenium framework 2020. Description complete. Selenium UI test framework. This is gonna be public. You can also select private. For our case, we'll keep it public, so you guys can have access to this project in GitHub. So everything I will just leave it as is and click on create repository. So the next step is so we have to push our project here. So the way we can do it is following the first one, because this is a new repository, we're gonna push it. So we did all this part until the commit already in that. So now we have to set this to the remote. So the way you can do it, or I mean, like, we can follow these steps. Since we already did those, the other ones. So you have to just copy the first line and paste it here, and so this is added to this git, and now we have to just push it. So we're gonna copy the next line, push origin master. So once we go to the GitHub here, if we refresh it, you will see all the changes. Source file, git ignore file, pond.xml file. So yeah, so if you guys want to get a copy of this framework, you can just come here and just click on this. If you have SSH in a system, you can also use the SSH. So yeah. Okay, now let's add the Bonegasia to our framework. As you remember, we already added the Bonegasia dependency here. Now we can utilize this dependency to create some of the method. So we're gonna go to the driver utilities. We're gonna create a new method to bring all the binaries to our project. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get rid of this driver. Let's open also file utilities. We're gonna create a new method. So public void, this is not gonna return anything, so that's why this is void. We create directory. So this will take a path of the directory. Then inside we can say new file. We're gonna bring the file import plus, and then this file class takes a path of the directory, and then we can say make directory. So that's it. We don't have to do anything else. This will create a new directory. We're gonna make it static, so you can call it from anywhere without creating the instance. So now go to the driver utility class. Here we can create a new method. This is gonna be void also. Get driver get drivers, I guess, for local. So this will take boolean value of is debug. So we can put a new if condition. If this debug is true, so just copy and paste here. Do the following steps. So the first steps is we're gonna create a we need this driver location thing. So this is gonna be the location all the driver will be downloaded to, and we can also use this location to create the directory. So you can call that create directory here, and give the path. So this is the driver location. We're gonna import it. Next thing you have to do, we're gonna use the WebDriver manager from the Bonegasia, and then first one we're gonna bring the Chrome driver, then we'll set it up. We're gonna do the same for Firefox. Next thing we have to actually tell, like, manager, WebDriver manager, where to bring those binaries to. So we want to bring these binaries to the this location within the driver. So if you go to the Bonegasia GitHub page, we'll see these methods. This is the regular version. This is the cache path, and this is the config key. So we can actually override this with the system variables, and so that we can do it is just copy this and go to the before the driver setup. We can just update the system properties, set property for this key, and give the path to the driver location. Now we can make it static, so we can call it from anywhere, and copy this, and we can go to the framework config. We can put it after the configuration, so just call this one, and so one thing we can do, we can just call this debug. I made some update in the boolean class. Instead of just getting the boolean dot get string, I use a parse boolean. The other one will give an error, null pointer error. Same with this one, the headless one. So instead of boolean dot get value, instead of value you can pass boolean from the config key. So we can just copy this debug. Now we have to import it. Actually, we have to put the and import the whole driver for local. So currently, if you go to the config, debug is set to true. So this should actually, let's go to the initialize method. So one other thing we have to do in the driver utilities, you're gonna get some error if you run it now, because we are setting those system variables for the path for driver. But if it is Bone Garcia, we don't need to provide those. We have to delete this. So let's delete this. Okay, next let's try to run those. Run the test we have here. See if this works. So we are getting some error. Let's see if the driver brought anything. So we got the Chrome driver. That's fine. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I made a mistake because let's go to the driver utilities. So remember, I just copied and never changed the Firefox. Let's try running again. Now it's working. So the Firefox is running. We're gonna change this to the Chrome. So the Chrome is running too. So yep. Next thing I wanna do, so you see the Gecko driver here, Chrome driver here. We wanted to add another one. This is gonna be for the server, Selenium server. We can bring Selenium external server. we can set up the version, which is gonna be which is we're gonna add it to the config file. So you can say Selenium server version. Gonna be the one from the pom.xml file. So this is the one we're gonna bring. Okay, actually let's call it whatever we have in the pom.xml file instead. So this is the version. Now we can use this the test in the actually the utils. So the version gonna be get config get properties. The next thing I want to do is to set it up. So dot setup. If you run the test again, it should download that server within the driver. So you can see the server is downloaded, which is 3.1459. So this is the one we need. This is we're gonna use this for grid integration later on. So yeah, so far it's so good. Let's do go through our next task, which is setting up parallel execution. So as you can see in our project, in the framework configuration class, remember we used remote driver thread local. So you can actually set. So this is gonna be easier for us to set up the parallel execution. So all you have to do, copy this test a few times. So let's make it. This is 2. This is 3. You can put a log actually. Just copy this to test 2 and 3. Okay, the next we want to do, just create a before method. Before method, public void before method setup. I'm gonna call this initialization inside the before method. I'm gonna delete this one from here. Next thing, we want to actually launch the driver after the initialization, and let's go to the configuration. We're just gonna delete this one from here. We don't even need this. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the test class, paste this one here. Instead we can call it new driver utility. We're gonna add a parameter to the before method. we can use the parameter annotation, then parentheses, then square parentheses, curly parentheses. Within there we can mention browser, and now this method we have to set the this browser as a method parameter. So this will come from the testng testng.xml itself as parameter. So we can say here if browser equal to null, then just browser equal to get browser, otherwise is the one is coming from. So we can replace this one with the browser instead. Okay. Now next thing we want to do, go to the XML file, test.xml. We can just copy this test. So in the suite itself we can just say parallel equal to test. So the both test will be parallel, and within the test we can say parallel equal to methods. So the all method within the test should be parallel also. Now you can say this is for Firefox, and this is for Chrome. Now we have to add a parameter section here. Parameter, the first one is browser, the name is browser, the value should be Chrome. Okay, and you can delete this parameter. Instead we can just close it here. So we're gonna do the same here, just copy and paste it in the next test. Instead of Chrome we can say Firefox. So everything is set. Now let's run the test as a maven command. So we should see 6 tests running, 3 on Chrome and 3 on Firefox parallelly. So you see 3 Chrome started and 3 Firefox started, all running at the same time without any delay. So see, this is how you can set up parallel execution in the framework. Yep. We don't have enough time right now to go through the log4j. We're gonna use this in our next video. So we don't have to put system.out every time. We can just create an instance of the log and use that for info, or if you want to say debug, or the other type, log type, we can do that. So yeah, if you like the video, please press like, and if you want to get notified for the future videos, please subscribe. Thanks. This is Syed again. Take care.